You guys how to add clouds and fog to your picture. So as you can see from my previous tutorial videos, I have a sun and a moon added. So now I'm going to add another effect. All right, to do this, I'm going to go ahead and start with my pen tool. And I'm going to create just sort of a random cloud shape. I'm just going to do this at the bottom of my picture. Eventually I'll move it, but for right now. Before you start, make sure that your fill color is set to white. And here I go. All right. So I'm going to sort of click and drag to make a rounded shape. And I'll admit, I am still learning the pen tool myself, so I'm not the best at this. You know, this is not working out for me, so I'm going to go ahead and click Edit, Undo Pen, Edit, Undo Pen. And you might, you know, if you're still learning like I am, Edit, Undo is your best friend. All right, here I go. Second take. So I'm going to click, and then I'm going to click and drag to make a curve. And then click and drag to make a curve, click out, drag to make another curve, click out, drag to make another curve. Just kind of continue this process till I get a cloud shape. So practice makes perfect. If you're getting discouraged with this tool, I completely understand your frustration. Just keep trying, you'll get it. All right, that looks like a decent cloud shape, so I'm going to go ahead and go with this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my move tool to sort of close out all of those lines. And now I'm going to go to my window and open my brushes panel. So window and then click on brushes. When I do that, this panel comes up and I'm going to click on this new, it's like a square with a little corner bent, and it's the symbol for new brush. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to make this brush a scattered brush. Click OK. And then when you do that, this menu pops up. Go ahead and give your new brush that we're creating a title. So I'm going to call it Cloud. You can call it Cloud Fog, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is where it gets a little technical. There are a lot of settings that you have to set in order to create this effect. So where it says size, I'm going to change it from fixed to random. And I'm going to scale this down to 70%. Then on this other side, I'm going to bump it up to 250%. Where it says spacing, I'm going to leave it on fixed, but I'm going to bump it down to 25%. Where it says scattered, I'm going to change it to say, from fixed to say random. And I'm going to scale this to 70%. And in the corresponding box, I'm going to change this to -40. For the colorization method, I'm going to change it to tints and shades. So it looks like we'll have a little bit of variation in our clouds. Not all clouds are solid white unless, you know, they're from Toy Story. Then I'm going to go ahead and click OK. At this point, my cloud is created, so I can actually just delete this. But now I need to actually use that cloud brush to make, you know, to paint my clouds in here. So to make a path for my clouds, I'm going to go back to the pen tool and draw just a random line. Doesn't have to be anything amazing. This is just a pathway for your clouds to eventually follow. All right, then I'm going to go to the brush tool and set my brush to be this cloud shape. And all I had to do is go over to my brushes and click on the cloud, and you can see that there's my cloud shape. It's kind of big now, but that's okay. Last step is I'm going to change the opacity of my cloud down to 40%. And you can, mess around with it. Maybe 30% works better for your picture or whatever. Doesn't matter. Again, sort of what works best for your picture. So 40%. And then I'm going to add an effect to it to make it a little more blurry and more opaque. So to do this, I'm going to go to the effects button again. And I'm going to go to where it says blur, and I'm going to click on Gaussian blur. And I'm going to change the blur to at least 15 pixels. You can try and make it a little bit more. Again, do what works for your picture, but I think 15 will work well for mine. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now my clouds have kind of this cool effect where they look sort of faded and blurry. They're a little big, so I'm going to sort of size them down, and all that I have to do is just sort of move this line around. And when I move this around, my clouds move around. I think maybe one like over the sun would look kind of cool. You can also layer them up. Like, this is not nearly enough. I think I need a few more of these. So I'm going to press Command C on my keyboard and Command V. And what that does is it duplicates this. And you can also flip this if you want it to go a different direction. You can also come over and change the opacity and make one cloud more opaque or have more opacity or whatever. And then when you're all done, you've added all of the clouds and spaced them the way you want, go up and click Select, Deselect, and that is it.